Hello everybody. Thanks for joining. Hope you've had a great day or evening. So let's just getting this onto live chat so I can see who's coming in and if there's been any questions asked. So throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. I am going to jump right into it because I need to get this resin mixed. So I can get that done while people are coming in. So this is not the Just Resin Diamond Coat, that I've been using for a long time now. This is from Just Resin, but it is the very hard to open container. Okay. Right. So this is the art resin. So this one is a 2-to-1 ratio. So this is one part. So I will do probably more than I need, but for this I have measurements of 120, 240 and 360. So that's what I will do. I'll start with part B because it is a thinner fluid than part A. So it has a higher viscosity. So now to put this in, so I've got 120 in there. So now I will add the 240 in there. Remove that. So this is part A. And I've had it sitting in the room with the heater going just to warm it up a little. There we go, ready for mixing and pouring. Excellent. We'll jump straight into mixing while we talk about everything else. Alright, so I decided that I would like to do I don't know that I want to do a geode, but I want to do geode inspired. So I want to do similar colours to the Tiger Eye crystal. Very beautiful with its dark brown, its lighter brown, and kind of yellowy goldy tones in there too. So I also grabbed out some clear quartz crystals if I wanted to add those in. I'm not sure I will, but I thought I'll put them on the table just in case. So when you're stirring resin, be sure scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, and also scrape your stick. And then stir again. Stir some more until the pearly appearance of the resin has gone. I also like to rotate my cup as well. So, alright. Let's see. Getting there. Only a little more to go. So the colours I've chosen for this was the titanium white. They're all pigment pastes. Gold and dark earth. which was a really, really dark brown. And it's actually quite nice. So with the gold and that and the white and just a hint of black throughout, I think that would be pretty spot on. Okay. Alright, so one more scrape. And we're looking good. Good morning, Jean. How are you? Hello, Mandy. How was your day? All right. So let's have a closer look into the cup. I can't see any stringy bits. I can see some bubbles, which is created from stirring. And there we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to remove my measure cup, which I've measured out previously using a cup inside a cup and using water. I marked it out. So that looks good. I might just get rid of the largest stick out of there. Really good. That's awesome. Mine was go, go, go. So kind of like one of those productive days where you kind of don't feel like you got much done, but you got so much done. So yeah, thank you for asking. So whatever resin is left on this stick will cure and then seal the stick for future uses, and I can keep using it over. So I love that. Okay. So I have the cups. 1, 2, 3. I need, that'll be 5. I don't know. Those are good days. They are. They're bizarre that you don't realise. You kind of go, oh, I didn't get much done today. And then you actually realise, oh my gosh. My morning I did this, this and this. And then I had lunch. And then I did this, this and this. And then you're like, wow. So just separate this into some colours. I don't want a lot of black. So that'll just be a small amount in the cup. Then we'll go to the larger quantities of colours. And of that, and I will just put, I'll leave some of the clear in this cup. For anything that comes up that's needed. So, all right. So titanium white. Do my best to get through these as quickly as I can. Always great to give the pastes a stir before you use them. Some of them can separate a little during sitting while they're sitting on the shelf. And you know, you just want to make sure that you've got it mixed up so that you're using the full product instead of only the section that's separated. So, titanium white. This is the black. This one's nearly finished. So that is awesome. When it gets down really low, I still like to give it a scrape around the edges. Tilt it. So this is a good one for when you're nearly finished a little pigment pot. tilt it to the side, let it run down and stir it in that valley together. And then scoop it from there. So don't need a lot of black. But just a little bit on the end of the stick will be great. And when it gets down even lower, what I would do then is mix up some resin and then pour it into the container and stir. So bright gold. This one thickens up while it's sitting. So what I would do for this one is just give it a little bit of heat. Give it a break. Give it a little bit. Give it a bit of a stir, see how it's mixed up, how much is made more fluid again. The other alternative you can do is give it a warm water bath. I do have a video back on that. Gee, that was a while ago now. Explaining the warm water bath and how you put it in water only up to the lip so that there's no chance of it getting around the thread or anything and accidentally getting inside the pot. So there we go. This looks stunning. So I'll get a bit of a dollop going there because I really want lots of gold. This is the dark earth, so oh, it's gorgeous. Let's have a look. So it kind of looks grayish, browny grayish. It's like, been waiting to try this out. So this is going to be my largest cup. So give it a stir and get a healthy dollop because you don't want to add more than 10% to your resin. So when I look at what I've got in the cup, I'm eyeballing it for a quantity that is not going to break that 10% rule. So start stirring them in now. And I think when you want to do something geode inspired rather than a particular, try and do an actual geode, it frees you up a little bit. And I guess that's something that I try and say to people is let yourself be free. Sometimes some of the nicest things have come out of when I've just given myself permission to have fun. Because sometimes we forget to do that. In everyday life, it doesn't only mean when you're arting, when you're creating something beautiful, in everything. There's magic in that childlike wonder of what is in the world. And as we get older, we sometimes forget that. So, all right. Get that white moving. There we go. So I use the ridges of the cup too. I push them in and support behind them and push the stick up against it to get off any excess of the paste that's still sitting on the stick. All right. There we go. Looks like the colour of an elephant. Yeah. Hey, that's a really good explanation. Thanks, man. I'll move them off now. So here we go. This is the dark earth mixing now. Getting that to blend into the resin. Isn't it strange how sometimes a colour you wouldn't expect to get excited about gets you all excited? If anybody had said to me a greyish, brownish dirt colour, I'd be really excited and happy to art with. I probably would have said no. But then, I love greens and browns together, so maybe, well, here it is. Tonight's the night. So, I forgot to do my weights today, but I tell you right now, my arm is saying thanks for the workout. So this cup here is for a combination, and I don't think I need that much, so I'm actually going to tip some of that clear into the black. So that's going to be a combination of the dark earth and the gold together. So now that's going to create an in-between colour. And also give two lots of metallic shimmery type areas and create an in-between colour to go between them. Celine, hello, good morning to you. Thanks so much for coming in. There we go. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. So that's the in-between. Alrighty. So this is an MDF placemat. This is from Kmart here in Australia. And it is about, I think it's about 13 inches in diameter. And so this side has already got a coating of the grey. It's raw-ish, but the other side is plain. So depending on what I'm doing, depends on which side I use, but we will go with this side. So we'll start off with, oh man, they look amazing. This is the black. Just make sure that's got stirred in from adding that bit of extra clear to it. I have no style or pattern in mind. Just going where my hand feels like it wants to move to. And I'll leave some what's left in the cup and add another colour. So we'll go for the mid-tone now, so the dark earth and the gold combined. Where am I putting them? Over here. Up there. So I think we might put some white down now. that lots of places, lots of outlines, no set rhyme or reason. I'll go with some straight gold. So I think I'll do similar with the gold that I did with the white, where just ended up flowing it through. So I'm going to have patches of different things and through here as well. You see how it's forming now? So how it is geode inspired, but not just that, following that one section. So the black. I don't really want to use a lot of black, so I'm just going to go for finer lines using the stick. Alright, so as I'm going through this, don't forget to check out our videos. We're doing Doris from DF Designs, and sorry, that was a major tongue twister, are collaborating together this month to do a 30-day challenge of 30 tiles in 30 days. So those videos are going up at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every day of the month of June, which is also, for those who may know it better, 5 a.m. Central Time, I understand. So just torching out some of the bubbles, clearing it away, just so that we can have a look at what happens. The flecks are amazing in the mixed version. So you can see there, without the reflection, all those little flecks in there. And that's from the combination of the dark earth and the rich gold. And just by torching, brings those flecks up. So they weren't sitting on top until the torch went over. So they look awesome. Alright, so let's see if I can get you back up in the right position now. Sorry, you just witnessed all my mess that I was cleaning out today. Trying to reorganize my acrylic paints. Alright. So I think we'll go with a little bit more of they've got flecks in it. This is the gold. We don't need more gold. Okay, so there's a little bit of the dark earth in there on its own, but I'm going to add some of the titanium white to it and create a slightly lighter shade. Give it a mix. If it's not light as I'd like, just add some more. This is why it's always good to leave a little bit in your cup. Loving it so far. Thanks, Mandy. I'm loving it, that's for sure. I don't know that it quite comes across on camera as well as it does. I will add some more white. in real life. It's such a shame that resin is really, I think because it is so reflective, that it's hard to video and photograph. So, but knocks your little cotton socks off when you see it in real life. So, oh, that'll be nice, I think. So I might just hit this section here with the stick rather than the cup. And then the rest, oh, there's a little bit down there that can go with the stick. So these sections, I'll just pour into those. Okay. So there's still a tiny bit in the cup. I'll just run some heat over it again, and then we'll look at where we'll add some crystals. So I'm pretty confident just to use the heat gun. Torch, sorry. And there are still some empty blank spaces there, that's fine. When we add the crystals, the weight of the crystals and the size of them are going to take over some of the resin and push it outward. So I think by looking at this, I'm going to follow maybe a little path through here and through there and there. So pretty much following the original dark earth colors. So that's pretty cool. And now I'm thinking, yeah, let's just see how that goes. Okay. We'll put some through here. So I'm kind of just letting it fall out of my fingers, but at the same time trying to keep that somewhat control over where it lands. Hey, that looks good. Awesome. Just one more. Let's feel it. I could feel it in the grooves of the gloves. Like, I know you're there. So, all right. So another thing that's coming up this week is I am going to be a part of Artapalooza. It's on YouTube channel The Artist's Haven, and I will put a link into my community tab for that. It will be at, I think, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. So, I'm pretty certain that's correct, yes. But I'll put that on my communities tab so that if you're interested, you're able to just click on it to say set reminder. And then when it's coming up, I believe it's half an hour prior that you get a reminder. And then, yeah, you'll get another alert when it's time. So how awesome is that? just trying to fill in some spaces. Again, still like just trying to get them to fall where they out of my fingers, while still feeling somewhat guided and in control. So look for a couple of empty spaces and fill those at the same time. That is cool. Alright, so just got one more little one to do down here. Or I might actually put them into here and into there. So I'm going to change it up because, you know, there's no reason why you can't just go with the flow and enjoy the process and what comes to mind. So, random one landing somewhere else. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I've got a couple of goals that I'd like to achieve. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you've found it inspirational, educational, or relaxing. That doesn't rhyme. Never mind. It's always nice when things flow, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. Yeah, so really appreciate that, and all your support is so very much appreciated. And I also have started a Facebook group to share our artworks together and be kept up with any time changes or updates, or even might have some special fun activities or something running in there shortly. I've only just created it, so it's pretty brand new. So if you'd like to be a part of that, just do a search in Facebook for Creating and Sharing with Tracy. Don't forget the E in Tracy. And yeah, just request to join. There's a couple of little questions in there. Make sure you're not a bot, right? And yeah, it should be lots of fun. We'll build it up to having, yeah, some little snippets of fun in there. Maybe some little competitions or something. But it's definitely a place I created because people were asking me how they can share their work with me. And then you can ask questions in there as well. So I thought that would be a great. It was the right time, a great opportunity to create that page. So that looks like enough crystals, because I don't mind if they're a little spaced out. They're pretty even. I think this large chunker is too large, so I might just pull that one out. And I don't have that stick anymore. Just move some of these that are already there to fill in that space. I think the rest of it's pretty good. So now, after the crystals are in, I know that any spaces left on the board can be filled in. Like adding the crystals will not push it over the edge. Although we have been flowing over the edge. So let's look at what colours are there. Add some more gold here. What's over here? What's over here? A little bit more of this mixed lighter colour. Beautiful. Does that need to go anywhere else? Perhaps over here? And that's all we're looking at now. Spaces to fill in. And then we'll run the torch over it again, just to be certain, and then I'll get it to a level space for it to cure and not run off the edge, because that would be awesome to not have it run off the edge. I'm going to turn it around while I do that. Okay. Excellent. So just going to use the torch again. Constantly moving in circles to keep the direct heat from the torch moving. And that is pretty amazing. What I will do through the gold sections, because they are a metallic, they can hold on to the drips or the marks. If you can see here, I don't know if you can, but when I bring you closer, I'll show you what I've done. So it's just by dragging through and create a gorgeous little pattern through the gold. I'm not trying to manipulate it with any other color or anything like that. I'm just trying to create that little pattern. So after we've done this, we'll come down, we'll have a look, check it out. So that bit there. Through here. So it could just be chopping up that surface. Gets a little bit fine down there, so I'm not going to push it all the way. Come in there, break that up a little, and through here. Awesome. Awesome sauce. It's good that I turned it around. I did notice a couple of spots just on this side that were very tiny, but they were missing resin. So it's always great to be able to have a look on all angles of your artwork if you want to double check like that. Alright, so the gloves are off. I'm thrilled to bits with that. So let's come down and have a look before we sign off. Oh, I might just try and turn, I can't turn both lights off, but I can turn one off. Very pretty, thank you. All right. So overall, from my angle, this is what I see. Let's come in, have a look. Try and get it to focus. There we go. So this is this edge. Let's try and see that little pattern that dragging that stick through the gold made, and it's very subtle, but you can see it there. Some of the crystals, nice, openly spaced, not too cramped. Coming up around this right hand side. You can see some of those marks in that section as well. And those flecks coming through with that combined colours. I love that. So cool. And again, you can see where I drag the stick through the gold. That will stay there. So, and the crystals. Tracy with the crystals in resin before you put them on. I think I may have missed the very beginning. Jean, no, these ones I just sprinkled onto the resin. So as it cures, it will cling to the crystals, and that's what holds them in. So there we have it. A very different colouring. And I'm happy to say I love it. So I think that makes for a very happy pouring evening. I'll leave you in that position. You've got pretty much a view of everything, or a portion of everything anyway. Beautiful outcome. Thank you, Mandy. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I did manage to get the resin heated up, and thanks for being here and through the stirring and mixing. I really appreciate that. So thanks. No problem, Jean. Anytime, any way I can help, I will. So yeah, all right, guys. You are amazing. Love you all so much. And be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.